This is the Morning Swim Show for Monday, May 23rd, 2011. I'm your host, Peter Bush. Four-time Olympian Amanda Beard was in Tempe this past weekend talking to young swimmers at a USA Swimming Clinic. Swimming World TV associate producer Jeff Cummings met with her to find out how she's transitioning to a new coach.
So Amanda, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you.
So you're getting ready for World Championships, and your preparation's kind of been a little bit shaken up. You got a new coach, Eric Hansen, there. What's it been like making the transition?
It's been fun. It's been exciting. I think we're getting a fresh look at swimming, and when you get a new coach, you get to look at swimming through different eyes and a different approach. So it's always fun for me to take new ideas and kind of put them into what I've already been doing, what I have found successful. So, I mean, for me, it's just been a fun adventure.
Tell us about some of those new ideas you've been you've been learning from.
Well, no, it's all still very, very new. I've done a lot more. I've been doing a lot more like sprinting stuff in the pool, which I don't do very often. I'm not a sprinter at all. So that's been new, and a lot of the tempo stuff with the little beepers in your caps. And so that's all really, I know it's not like new for most people out there, but this is all new for me. So I'm just kind of trying to mess around with some of those things and apply it to my training.
So you've been at the top level for many years, and we all know your very unique stroke. Have you pretty much kept it the same all these years, or have you had to make any adjustments?
Actually, the last 8 months, Frank Bush and I have been working on changing my stroke, just because I've been doing a lot different kind of exercises outside of the pool, like trying to do more weight room stuff and trying to figure out how to take the muscle and use it in the water. So it's been, I think to be a good athlete in anything, you have to be open to change and trying new things and adjusting things and evolving with the sport.
So is it kind of surprise you? You're 29 years old and you're still in the sport?
No, it doesn't surprise me. Well, it does. It's totally weird because there are times when I feel older, like when I am dragging my son around and things like that. And then when I'm around all the other swimmers, I don't feel any different. So hopefully that stays for a while.
Yeah. So as we said, you're getting ready for World Championships. Now, the last time you were at World Championships was 2003, and you set a world record there. So have you kind of had any lofty goals for this one, or is it kind of just see what happens with it?
My goals for World Champs are to have a great summer, to set myself up for next summer. Ideally, I'm just focusing on Olympic trials. World Champs are a chance for me to race internationally the best athletes out there and to push myself out of my comfort zone to see what I have in me and then see what I need to work on. So it'll be a fun experience, and it'll be interesting to see what I can do.
What's your take on the field of people you'll potentially be racing in Shanghai?
The field of people I'll be racing will be really fast people. I'm lucky, though. I have one of the fastest swimmers in the world in my country. So I got to race Rebecca and Charlotte last weekend. And so she helps me kind of step up my game and race when I'm not even necessarily prepared to race and put myself out there. So that helps going into international meets. You get that kind of excitement and that motivation to race.
Mm-hmm. So you're here talking to the kids here for the USA Swimming Select Camp. What kind of advice are you planning on giving them?
Well, for me, when I am with a group of kids in their age, when they're young teens, I don't want to bore them too much with me talking. I want to actually hear what they want to know about more. They usually get quite shy and don't pop up with questions right away, but then they start to warm up and ask questions, and they can't shut them up like normal teenagers. But it's all completely informal. I just want to hang out with them and wish them luck on their training camp this weekend, and hopefully that they have a exciting, fun, positive outlook when they leave here.
Mm-hmm. Now, most of these kids here are about 15, 16 years old. If you could speak to yourself as a 15 or 16 year old kid, what would you be able to tell yourself?
Man, see, I think that's a problem because when I was 15 or 16, I probably wouldn't want to listen to what people had to say, which is why I keep my talks very short with this age group. But I think, honestly, it's just maybe telling them a little bit about my background and my swimming history, what I love about the sport, and then opening the field up to hear what they want to know about, because you know they might want to know about eating, they might want to know about dating. I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm. And if you had the, let's say 15-year-old Amanda Beard came up to 29-year-old Amanda Beard,
Yeah.
What would you tell 15-year-old Amanda Beard?
Oh my gosh, I would tell her to get her act in shape and just to enjoy. I think I was very stressed about swimming when I was 15, and I didn't really just enjoy it for what it was, and it was a sport to have fun, make memories, travel, like a lot of these kids are traveling out here. Enjoy that. There's not a lot of people that get to do that while they're growing up, and it's a great learning experience. So I would really tell them to have fun with it. And it's very easy to say, but it is very hard to do.
Now, here's something I didn't know about you, actually, that I just found out today. You're a vegetarian.
No, I'm not.
You're not anymore.
No, well, everyone says I'm a vegetarian. I go back and forth with being a vegetarian, and it's mostly because it's just me being my kooky self, and I get grossed out by meat for like a couple of months, and then I'm like back to eating meat. So I'm not a strict vegetarian at all.
Well, when you're training, I know there are a lot of elite swimmers who are vegetarians, and I've always been curious, when you're training and when you're in that vegetarian phase, how do you keep yourself, your body at that peak level when you're not be able to eat the regular kind of protein and carbohydrates?
You know what? I think for someone to be a successful vegetarian, you have to do a lot of research and really focus on your eating, because if you just take meat out of your diet and all you're doing is eating, the same old stuff, you're probably not getting everything that you need. So you need to really, understand what your body needs, how to get it, and get creative with meals and things like that. And it's not easy. I've seen a lot of people do it and not do it very successfully and get sick and ill and thin and not have any energy. So you have to be very smart about it.
Yeah. Well, it's worked for you, no matter which phase you're in.
Whatever time I am. Yeah.
Well, Amanda, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Jeff, and thank you, Amanda. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.